John Wiener's been following the developments all day. John, messing with football is not a good thing. What's changed?
Well, the two biggest games, I think, on the schedule for people in this area tomorrow night, Adam, are no longer happening. Air Force's game against Colorado State, scheduled for tomorrow, has been totally canceled, and this is the second cancellation for the Air Force football program in 3 weeks. Now, the Mountain West Conference did say today they're looking to find a replacement game for Air Force. If that could happen, it would happen this weekend. Of course, Air Force still waiting to find out if and when they'll play Army. That game was scheduled for November 7th, but was postponed due to an outbreak at the Academy. It's also hitting college football, which is really interesting, and it's happening in the big mighty SEC, which kind of led the way for college football to happen this season. LSU postponed their game with Florida for this week after multiple COVID-19 positive tests, and this is in a state where Governor Ron DeSantis recently cleared the way for full attendance at a stadium that seats nearly 100,000. So I think what we're seeing is really the full scope of how the football world is dealing with COVID-19. We'll see if Air Force does end up getting that extra opponent somehow this weekend. Yeah. Army is open. It's something to pay attention to, but that's the big one I think now for Air Force is when they'll play Army. Well, some big breaking news just coming into the desk a few seconds ago, reported by our news partner, the Gazette. Air Force football game on Saturday against Army, the game we just told you about for the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy, has been called off because of a reported COVID-19 outbreak. We've seen COVID-19 wreak havoc on Air Force football's schedule over the past couple of weeks, and today the SEC announcing that the Alabama-LSU game has been postponed along with Texas A&M and Tennessee. Now, this comes on the heels of yesterday's announcement that Auburn and Mississippi State was postponed. And some breaking news. Here just a little while ago, Colorado's home football game against Utah has been pushed back from Friday night to Saturday at 10 a.m. Now, this is not actually on account of any COVID issues within Colorado or Utah's program, but in fact, another cancellation. The game, Michigan and Ohio State, scheduled for Saturday, the big rivalry game, was canceled due to COVID concerns within the Michigan program, so that left the Fox network looking for a substitute game to put into that primetime slot. They chose Colorado and Utah. Colorado 4-0, ranked number 21 in the country, so their game that was scheduled for Friday night being moved to Saturday. It'll be a 10 a.m. kickoff, which is the earliest recorded kickoff in the 97-year history of Folsom Field. Some new news today. Alabama football coach Nick Saban has tested positive for COVID-19 for the second time this season. Now, the first time Saban tested positive was a couple months ago, and he actually then took 3 successive negative tests, and they called that a false positive. Saban wasn't showing any symptoms at the time. Saban reportedly is showing symptoms right now and will go through the quarantine protocols, which means the head football coach for Alabama and his 5 national championships will not be coaching in the Iron Bowl against Auburn on Saturday. Air Force has also taken a couple of tough losses on the chin, but they had a chance last night to wrap up their Mountain West season in style on the road against Utah State. The Air Force, we know they are a ground and pound type football team, but let's put some air under the ball early. Zeke Daniels hits Ben Peterson in stride, 49-yard touchdown connection on the post route. Falcons go up 14-7, and that would be all Utah State would score from there. Air Force, yeah, they'd keep piling it on. How about the cutback from Daniels there? Carves it up 37 yards to the house. That's a little more of a traditional Falcons football, and they kept the pressure on with the run game in the second half. Caden Remsburg rams it in, 100-yard game for Caden, and Air Force with a nice win to end Mountain West Conference play 35-7 over Utah State.